There is a famous anecdote about the Greek philosopher Socrates. In his dialogue Apology, Plato recalls how one of Socrates' friends visited the Oracle of Delphi to ask if anyone was wiser than Socrates. This puzzled Socrates to no end, who set out to find the wisest man alive. After talking with several artists, poets, and statesmen, since he thought they would be wiser, he realized that they often were at odds with themselves and knew little about their professions. He then realized that his dialectical method was a far superior road to wisdom since it acknowledged his own lack of knowledge. Simply by questioning everything, Socrates was aware of how much he didn't know and understand, and this made him the wisest man alive. With all that said, you might have found yourself asking, who is this Oracle of Delphi? Join us as we unravel the legacy of Apollo and the Oracle of Delphi, shedding light on their enduring allure and the fascinating interplay between deity and oracle in the heart of Greece. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Histoddities for more deep dives into the wonders of ancient history. Logic, democracy, theater, the Olympics. Ancient Greeks have contributed a lot to European civilization. Amidst all of that, however, we forget that they were pagans, or polytheistic. Just like the ancient Egyptians, Romans, and Norse cultures, some of their core beliefs were tied to gods and goddesses. Various lands dotted across the map were considered sacred and blessed by the gods. One of these places was Delphi, where the god Apollo slayed the she-serpent Dracana. And at the time of Socrates, it was home to one of the most revered institutions in the Hellenistic world, the Temple of Apollo. Son of Zeus and Leto, Apollo was twin brother of Artemis and was the god of archery, music, dance, and most importantly, prophecy and truth. According to Homer's Iliad, he played a crucial role in the Trojan War. He was one of the most important gods in the Greek pantheon, and was highly sought after as a source of guidance. Delos, where he was born, and Delphi attracted visitors from all over the place. Delphi was established as a religious sanctuary to Apollo somewhere around the 8th century BCE and became popular over time due to its apt location on a trade route between Corinth and northern Greece. It was home to the second most popular sports tournament in Greece, the Pythian Games. And the name makes sense, because when people arrived at the Temple of Apollo in Delphi, they were welcomed by Pythia, the official title of the local priestess. The priestess was treated with the utmost respect and even consulted before major political decisions. Terms like mantis and prophecies were commonly used to describe her, adding further credence to the role. As such, the office had strict requirements, and succession was an extremely delicate matter. The priestess had to be well-educated, knowledgeable, and a woman of exemplary moral conduct. If a priestess-to-be had a husband, child, and family, she had to relinquish those duties to take over the responsibility of the oracle. As far as historical records show, the role included little to no administrative duties. Those matters were left to the Amphictyony Council. The council was crucial, not only to the site's finances and upkeep, but also the Pythian Games held every 4 years. The Greeks believed that, in her trance-like state, Pythia channeled Apollo and relayed prophecies from the other world to this one. And it wasn't any regular old affair. There was a slew of rituals involved in the entire process. Then, Pythia would purify herself by bathing in the sacred Castilian spring while wearing a laurel wreath. This was followed by the sacrifice of a small animal, usually a goat. The main purpose of doing this was to observe the animal for any signs. the color of its entrails, the marks on its body, and its behavior before and during the sacrifice were all indicators towards the will of the gods. The oracle would then retreat to the adyton. The adyton was a special chamber, purified by laurel leaves and barley, where visitors explained their problems to the oracle. After hearing their issues, she would sit on a cauldron placed above a deep chasm. Falling into a trance, she would converse with the gods and then return with a message from above. It shouldn't come as a surprise then that people usually offered her money, laurel branches, and black ram for her services. A consultation with Pythia was a fairly exclusive affair. She was only available to the public for 9 days out of the year. The locals were given preference, followed by citizens of states with representatives in the Amphictyonid Council. 30 treasuries were built at the site by various Greek states to avail this privilege. People who were neither locals nor citizens of patron states were sent to the end of the line. Historians have come up with several explanations as to why the priestess entered into a trance. Some think that hallucinogenic gases entered the Castilian spring from the bottom due to its geological structure, whereas others think the trance could have been self-induced. It's important to note that a woman channeling a male god was an unusual idea for the time. Generally, the priests were the same gender as their deity. However, the site of Delphi was probably associated with Themis, the goddess of law and order, not the TV show, and Gaia, the earth goddess. According to Homer, the early priests were male, so it was against the grain back then. When the deity's gender changed, i.e. Apollo became the key figure at Delphi, the priest's gender changed as well. Intriguingly, despite being a female-led sanctuary, female visitors were not allowed in the temple. Whether you believe that Pythia could really tell the future or not, I bet she would have never guessed that Greece would get into a war over a stray dog. But that's another story, which we happen to have a video on. Just click on the upper right corner of your screen to watch it. If you found this video interesting, please don't forget to hit that like button and let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Subscribe to Hist Oddities for more juicy historical nuggets daily and new in-depth videos every other Saturday.